been going about an hour and a half. So what I'm going to do at this point is I have a colander and just another pan. I'm not going to take the liquid out yet. I'm just going to take the neck bone, the heart and gizzards. This one does not have liver, which is too bad. Liver is good.
It did.
I'm going to take all that out of the liquid. And then, I'll point down over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the heart and gizzards. And they are going into this wonderful little food chopper. And we're going to turn those into mush. David, turn it into mush. Alright. And we will take the mush, and it doesn't have to be mush per se, it can just be bits and chunks.
David, go get
We're going to add that to our mixture of butter, onion, celery, all that good stuff. Okay. So let's put that in there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to clean all this meat off these turkey bones. So, come on over here, Billy. And the way I do this, because that meat's really hot, is I run this under cold water. And you just start breaking it apart. If you cannot do this with your hands, then you didn't cook it long enough. Now just put the bones off to the side with the meat that we want. I probably could have cooked this a little bit longer, but really, not the end of the world. Well, most of the meat's coming right off of there. Alright. For all of my dog friends, do not give these turkey neck bones to your dogs unless you do it in 100% raw fashion. I can go ahead and turn the water off because I think I've cooled that bone down enough. I'm not going to get a whole ton of meat out of this. A lot more meat on the bigger end of the neck. And still it's too hot, running under some cold water. You don't have to video the bones, Billy. Oh. The neck bones are, the meat on the neck bones, it's long and stringy. It's actually got a lot of good flavor to it though. Now, if you wanted to completely skip this entire step, if you didn't feel comfortable cooking down the bones or anything like that, what you could do is you could just go buy store-bought chicken broth and do this whole step with just chicken broth. Alright, so now we've done that, I'm going to take my neck meat, which really isn't a whole ton of meat, put that in with that mix. Okay, so as soon as I find my spoon, see my wooden spoon anywhere? Ah. We're going to stir this up a little bit. In an earlier video I talked about putting garlic in this, but I never did. I did go back and put the garlic in there. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this, all that butter, all that onion, all that meat, over all the bread. So this is the basis of our stuffing. start to stir that in a little bit. Billy's tired of holding the camera, so he's handing it off to his brother. That's why it's bouncing all over the place. Billy.
I'm off like that.
So we're going to mix this all up. Now the next step is where it starts to get a little bit tricky. We're going to take our broth and we're going to start adding it to the stuffing. Now this is where it can be a bit confusing because you don't want to add too much or too little. If you add too much liquid, you just got a big soggy mess. If you add too little, you just got a bunch of breadcrumbs inside your turkey. So what I'll do is I'll start, put a couple spoonfuls in. We are not going to use all of this broth. Okay? And then you can do the salad spoon method. Also at this point, we're going to do some more seasoning. We're going to put, another teaspoon or so of salt. We're going to put another teaspoon or so of pepper. And if you have sage and you're using sage, this would be the time to put it in. We're going to put some more thyme. Another, like I said, teaspoon or so. Some rosemary. If your mom or your grandma used to use a lot of this, you're going to know this smell of the thyme and the rosemary. And we're going to add a little bit of garlic, which I like to do my seasonings really in 2 stages. One while it's cooking, and then add it dry again. And that'll release its flavors a second time in the cooking process. So like I said, if this looks like bread pudding, you probably added too much liquid. But it should, if you pull up a handful, it should stay together in a clump. Billy, it tastes really good, so Billy has to stick his fingers in there. In the middle of me making a video, well, one thing I say to everybody cooking, taste your food. I can tell you right now, it needs salt.
I can taste the salt. I can already taste the salt.
Billy seems to think he can taste the salt. Alright, so we got that good and mixed up. You can save this turkey broth, use it for all sorts of stuff. That is just good, pure turkey broth. For all my dog friends, there's a million and one things you can do with broth, especially the raw feeders. Alright, back to the bird. David, why don't you come over here a little bit? Actually, you know what? I'll bring the bird to you. Alright. I've told my kids a million times, and I'll say it again. The best cooking tool on the face of the earth is sitting at the end of your arms. These are your hands. Do not be afraid to use your hands to stuff the turkey. I'm going to get it up all the way in there. There are a lot of naysayers and, food safety buffs that will tell you, don't stuff a turkey when you cook it. They're all full of it. As long as you cook your turkey and your stuffing to the proper temperature, you're going to be absolutely fine. Feel free to shove it in there. Get it all packed nice and full. Like I said, this was 2 loaves of bread. David, can you back up a little bit? He's sneaking over in closer and closer because he wants to eat the stuffing before... something over here is burning. Ooh. Yay, I burnt a spoon. Careful where you set your plastic spoons. That wonderful Thanksgiving smell is now a burnt plastic smell. Alright, when you got the back cavity stuffed as much as you can. You're going to flip and now do the front cavity. Sometimes this is easier if you flip the turkey itself over. But you're going to go up under the skin here. Billy just gets a kick out of me shoving stuff up in the turkey for some reason.
Oh, delicious.
We'll just kind of tuck that in there. And we have our burger. So that is it for the stuffing. We're going to stop now and then we're going to come back for the last part.